어느덧 쌀쌀해진 가을이라 포근한 봄이 그리운 날입니다. 안녕하세요 여러분. 뜨거운 눈물, 가슴 뛰는 만남을 해보셨나요? 10월 27일 미국 플로리다주 올란도 시에서 열린 어느 모임으로 그 시선을 돌립니다. Hello everyone, tears, heart-pounding encounters. Why am I so excited and get emotional? I had such an unforgettable experience. October 27th, I would like to take you to a meeting held in Orlando, Florida, USA. I will continue more stories shortly. 본 방송은 창원시 진해에서 진행되는 마을 공동체 라디오고요. 주민이 참여하는 주민이 행복한 방송, 바로 진해마을라디오입니다. 저희 방송은 2개국어로 동시에 진행하는 공감하는 동행, Heart Togetherness'은 라디오 인터뷰 방송입니다. This broadcast is a community radio held in Jinhae, Changwon City, a happy resident broadcast where residents participate. That is Jinhae Community Radio. This Heart Togetherness that you are currently listening to is a bilingual radio interview speaking in English and Korean. If you have someone you'd like to recommend or if you want to participate, please leave a message. 여러분이 현재 청취하고 있는 이 방송은 영어와 한국어로 동시 진행하는 방송입니다. 방송에 대한 피드백 혹은 참여를 원하시면 메시지를 남겨주세요. 네, 바로 어제였죠. 여러분에게 11월 10일은 어떤 의미를 지니나요? 물론 빼빼로의 날도 있고 대한민국 태군 창설의 날이기도 하죠. 또 한 가지 꼭 기억해야 할 날이 있습니다. 11월 11일 11시 정각을 기해 부산 유엔기념공원을 향해 묵념을 하셨나요? 아직 모르고 있는 내용이었나요? 2020년 3월 유엔참전용사의 명예선양에 대한 법률이 제정되면서 11월 10일이 법정 기념일로 지정되었고요. 11월 11일 바로 유엔참전용사 추모의 날을 말합니다. What does November 11th mean to you? Of course, there is a Pepero Day, or it is also the day of founding of Republic Korea Navy. There is a day to remember. At 11 o'clock sharp on November 11th, what's happening? Did you do a moment of silence towards the United Nations Memorial Park in Busan, where the fallen soldiers rest? Was it something you didn't know yet? With the enactment of the Act on the Promotion of Honor of UN Veterans in March 2020, November 11th was designated as a legal memorial day. That is United Nations Veterans International Memorial Day. 네, 이날은 오전 11시 정각을 기해 세계 유일의 유엔군 묘지인 어디죠? 네, 바로 부산 유엔기념공원에서 Turn Toward 부산 의례가 진행되었던 사실입니다. 캐나다 참전 용사이신 빈스 커트니 씨의 제안으로 부산 유엔기념공원을 향해 1분간 경건하게 졸리는 추모의 묵념의 날입니다. 그리고 저는 결심했습니다. 저는 이분들을 만나고 아직도 심장이 설렘 이상으로 쿵쾅거립니다. 만나기 전부터 그랬었죠. 바로 한국전쟁 참전용사 협회인 Korean War Veterans Association KWVA 미국 현지에서 이분들을 만났습니다. 거리가 멀다 하여도 마음의 거리까지 먼 것은 아니죠. 지금은 한국전쟁 참전용사들이 90세 이후여서 많은 참전용사분들을 이곳 한 곳에서 만나기 위해서 제가 먼저 미국으로 발걸음을 옮겼습니다. 수많은 유엔 참전용사가 있습니다. 그들의 젊은 청춘을 이 자유주의 수호를 위해 낯선 나라에서 희생하고 그리고 지금도 전쟁 트라우마로 힘겹게 계시는 참전 용사분들이 있습니다. On this day at 11 sharp, turn toward the Busan ceremony was held at United Nations Memorial Park in Busan, the world's only UN military cemetery. At the suggestion of Vince Courtney, a Canadian war veteran, it is a 1-minute moment of silence in the remembrance of at the UN Memorial Park in Busan, where fallen soldiers are resting, which began in 2007. And I made my mind. My heart still beats faster after meeting these veterans. That is, I met these people in the United Nations to attend the meeting of the Korean War Veterans Association. Even though the distance is far, but it is not so far in the heart. Now, many Korean War veterans are over 90 years old. So I took the first step in order to meet many veterans in one place. There are countless UN veterans. There are veterans who sacrificed their youth in a foreign country to protect liberalism and who are still suffering from war trauma. So what should we do as a generation we did not go through war? The core of my visit to the United Nations was participation in the annual event held in Orlando by the Korean War Veterans Association, the only Korean War Veteran Association endorsed by UN Congress. 네, 전쟁을 겪지 않은 저희 세대는 어떤 마음을 가져야 할까요? 저의 미국 방문은 미국에서 유일한 미국 의회 승인 기관인 미 한국 전쟁 참전 용사 협회 KWVA 즉 Korean War Veterans Association 미국 올란도 현지에서 열렸던 연례 행사 참여가 핵심이었습니다. What I really wanted to emphasize here is, as a citizen of the Republic of Korea, I wanted to express my deep gratitude to those who have protected democracy. So I participated in the annual event and I was able to conduct an interview with a lot of support. 현재 KWVA는 한국 재방문 프로그램, 미국 유해 발굴, 그리고 장학금 지원 등 다양한 프로그램을 진행하고 있습니다. 그럼 본격적으로 한국 전쟁 참전 용사분들 중에서 존 바즈퀘즈 씨와 루더 데폰 씨와의 직접 인터뷰를 통해서 그분들의 살아있는 증언과 그리고 메시지를 함께 공유하고자 합니다. Jeffrey Brudier, the current president of the Korean War Veterans Association, KWVA, said he was very impressed that 승연 O, came to visit in person as a Korean people and citizen. And then right there, I would like to ask your interest too. For your information, KWVA, Korean War Veterans Association, is conducting a variety of programs, including a revisit to Korea, excavation of U.S. military remains, and scholarship support, and a lot more. Now I'd like to share Korean War veterans' testimonies and messages through video interviews with Korean War veterans John Vazquez and Luther Dappen. First, let's listen to John Vazquez's testimony and his message. 우선 존 바즈퀘즈 씨의 인터뷰 내용을 먼저 들려드리겠습니다.
I used to be Corporal John Vazquez. I was at the Korean War since 1951 to 1950 to 1951, and I learned a lot from the Korean people. I saw them, how poor they were, what they went through. I saw everything, and that makes me emotional when I talk about it because I feel sorry for the boys and the girls in North Korea, what they're going through. I hope one day they could unite and be a democratic nation where people could speak out and have liberty, not tied down by a leader, a dictator. I love the Korean people, and the thing great about the Korean people, because I've been following the war since World War II. I'm 93 years old now, and I followed the war, and the only nation that ever was grateful for what we did for them was Korea. No other nation has done what Korea and South Korea has done. I love the people from there.
Thank you.
Thank you for the interview that you're going to have with me. I love the Korean people. And I protect them. If I have to go again, I'll go.
많은 분들께서 한국을 사랑하는 메시지를 전달하였지만 존 바즈퀘즈 씨는 개인 인터뷰에서 대한민국을 사랑하며 대한민국은 미국 참전을 감사하게 생각하는 나라라고 하였습니다. 제가 기회가 된다면 다시 지원하겠다까지 하셨습니다. 네, 다음으로는 루더 데폰 씨를 만나보겠습니다.
Hello, I'm Luther Dappen. I'm from Flandreau, South Dakota. I was in Korea in 1950 and 51. When I was there in Korea, we were I didn't get there until about November of 1950, and there the Incheon base is where we landed. The ship that let us off there in Incheon. Then the Repo Depot, the place where all the soldiers were assigned to various divisions. So I was assigned to the 25th Infantry Division, and so they said, "Get on that train here. You're going north." I am still kind of amazed that the train was still working, because when the war started, the North Koreans was way down by Pusan, and then we finally MacArthur come in, had the troops there in that Incheon invasion, and we had all the North Koreans. They were kind of surrounded there because we were coming in from Incheon, and then so we got on a train, and then they assigned me to the 25th Infantry Division, so I had to get on this train, and when we went way up north, we were up there by Pyongyang, someplace up that way. Didn't know exactly what, and then with the Chinese coming in at the millions, so we had to backtrack, and we kept coming back. And one of the things I remember is all the civilian Korean people, they would have the A-frames, that everything that was important or everything they had, they just thousands of them just moving south, because the Chinese and North Koreans they were just coming in by the millions, and so we were in a retreat. And so we finally, MacArthur wanted to use the atomic bomb, but our President Harry Truman said, "No, you can't do that." But at one time, I see you wrote that one statement that we thought that the war was about over, and then MacArthur's big statement was, "I'll have my boys home for Christmas." But when the Chinese come in, that kind of changed the situation. And like I was talking earlier about, we were just going south, and I know there has been people that ask, when you were in Korea, where were you stationed? And I said, stationed? I never stayed in one place 2 days. I never. We were always on the move. I was nowhere. We were just in Korea, going up and down. Well, it was anyway. There in 1951, they thought the war was about over because they had started the peace talks, and so had the draft going on in the United States, and they had all these soldiers ready to come over, and so we had a rotation. So so in 1951, in late 1951, I was rotated back to the United States, and then they continued to have a war, but it took them until 1953 before they could agree on anything. I think the big thing was a lot of the prisoners from China didn't want to go back to China, and same way with the prisoners from North Korea. They didn't want to go back, so the big deal was they said they got to return all the prisoners, and so finally in 1953 they signed this statement. But I was home by then. That's about all I got to say.
한국 전쟁의 중요한 시점인 인천 상륙 작전과 중공군 개입 시점에서 역사적인 장면에 계셨던 루더 데폰 씨의 생생한 육성으로 들어보았습니다. We can hear the vivid voice of Luther Dappen, who was present at the historic scene at the critical point in the Korean War, which is Incheon's landing operation and the Chinese army's intervention. 지치고 끝이 없는 전쟁의 병사들에게 그렇게도 바라던, 그리고 오매불망 바라던 따뜻한 집, 그리고 희망을 전하고자 하는 메가더 장군님의 메시지도 있으셨죠. 여러분, 그의 말씀을 기억하시나요? 메가더 장군의 말씀을 음성으로 직접 전달받는 느낌을 받았어요. General MacArthur made a statement. I will have my boys home for Christmas. Freedom is not free. 자유는 거저 얻는 것이 아니다. 저는 오늘 하루도 우리의 삶의 자유의 소중함 그리고 평화를 생각해 봅니다. 많은 분들의 희생으로 얻은 이 고귀한 가치인 자유와 평화를 우리는 어떻게 지키고 있는가요? 그리고 거대한 역사의 흐름 속에서 하루하루 소중한 생명을 지켜주시고 민주주의 자유 수호에 앞장서신 모든 분들께 이 방송을 바칩니다. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not something you get for free. We value freedom in our lives today too, and I deeply think about the importance of peace. How do we protect freedom, this noble value obtained through the many sacrifices of many people? This broadcast is dedicated to all those who have protected precious lives every day and have taken the lead in protecting democracy and freedom. 네, 여러분 오늘 방송 너무 감사드리고요. 그 진해역 공사로 인해서 다음 방송부터는 당분간 새로운 장소에서 여러분을 만나 뵙겠습니다. Thank you for listening and see you next time.